All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to crack the code on SaaS SEO. And listen, this isn't about some dusty, super technical checklist. No, we're talking about a real, powerful strategy that's going to make your brand shine, build some serious trust, and actually connect with your audience. Ready? Let's dive in. This is the question for every SaaS company, right? The digital world is it's so crowded. So how in the world do you actually get found? It's way more than just popping up on Google. It's about becoming the exact answer your customers are searching for. See, the end game here isn't just getting a bunch of clicks. It's about building a presence that people genuinely trust. You want to create a brand that feels like a real authority, the go-to guide in this chaotic space. That right there is the magic of a solid SEO strategy. Okay, so how do we actually build this thing? Well, it all starts with one single crucial foundation. It's the one thing holding everything else up, and that is understanding your audience. Seriously, without this piece, everything else you do is just a shot in the dark. And I just love this metaphor here, the bedrock, because that's exactly what it is. Think about it. If you don't know who you're talking to, what they need, what their pain points are, what words they actually use, then all your SEO efforts, they're basically built on sand. They'll just crumble. So the point is, you absolutely have to start here. So how do you build that bedrock? Well, you've got to get into their world. First, you figure out who they are, the demographics and their needs. Then you use tools like Google Analytics to see what they're actually doing. You can even talk to them directly with surveys and interviews. And don't forget to just watch, see what they're talking about online. This is how you find out what really makes them tick. All right, so once you've figured out who you're talking to, the next big step is learning how they talk. And that brings us to our first pillar, the language of search. And really, don't think of this as some super technical chore. It's actually an act of empathy. It's all about learning to speak your customer's language. Yeah, the best way to think about keyword research, it's not a science. It's more like an art. It has nothing to do with just stuffing random words onto a page. It's about finding those magic phrases, the exact things your potential users are typing into that search bar when they're looking for a solution just like yours. And this is how you track down those magic phrases. You use some pretty powerful tools out there, like Ahrefs, Moz, Google Keyword Planner, to find not just the big, obvious terms, but those really specific long-tail keywords, even the industry jargon they use. The whole idea is to mirror their exact language. So when they search, your website feels like it was written just for them. It's a perfect match. Okay, great. You've learned your audience's language. Now what? Well, now you have to use it to create something they'll actually want to read. And that, my friends, is our second pillar, the content magnet. It's all about creating stuff that pulls people in and makes them want to stick around. But let's be real. Not all content is the same, not even close. Over here, you've got filler content, the generic broad stuff. It's stiff, it's text only, and it's posted whenever. But over here, you've got magnetic content. This stuff hits on specific pain points. It uses visuals. It feels authentic and conversational. And it's delivered consistently. It's like a virtual handshake that says, hey, I get you and I can help. So you've got this amazing magnetic content, and it's written in your audience's language. Perfect. But none of that matters if your website is a nightmare to navigate. This brings us to our third and final pillar, the technical roadmap. And don't panic. This isn't about becoming a coder overnight. It's simply about making sure people can find and enjoy all that great work you did. Just think of it this way. A website that's optimized for mobile loads super fast and is secure. That's basically telling your visitor you respect their time and their security. And making sure your site is accessible to everyone, that just creates a great, user-friendly experience all around. And here's the kicker. Search engines see that. They love that, and they reward you for it. It's a total win-win. So let's put this whole puzzle together. You start with that solid bedrock, right? A deep, genuine understanding of your audience. Then you build your three pillars right on top of it, speaking their language, creating that magnetic content, and making sure the technical experience is smooth. And when you do all that, The result isn't just a spike in traffic. It's real, meaningful engagement. It's lasting connections. And that really is the biggest takeaway here. This whole thing isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. It's a journey. It's a constant process of understanding, creating, and tweaking. It's a commitment that can literally transform your business from just another name on a list into a trusted go-to authority. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on. Is your SEO strategy just about chasing rankings, or is it about building real, unshakable trust with your audience? Because at the end of the day, that is the real secret to standing out from the crowd. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.